Assalamu alaikum everyone. Me Nadira Valia PDAker. Today I am going to discuss about the life sketch of Mahatma Gandhi. We know Mahatma Gandhi, a prominent figure in India's national context, was a philosopher known for his principles of non-violent resistance and civil disobedience. He championed the concept of satyagraha, emphasizing truth and moral courage in the pursuit of justice and freedom, leaving a lasting impact on India's struggle for independence. So, in this topic, what is meant by life sketch? A life sketch is a brief written or verbal summary of a person's life, highlighting the important events, experiences, and achievements in his life. It can include information such as birthplace, family background, education, career, hobbies, interests, and personal accomplishments. The purpose of a life sketch is to provide a glimpse into a person's life to help readers or listeners to understand who they were, and to create a lasting record of their legacy. So, here I am going to talk about the life sketch of Mahatma Gandhi. As you can see in the slide, the cover page of his autobiography, Gandhi, My Experiments with the Truth, an autobiography. In Malayalam, എൻ്റെ സത്യാന്വേഷണ പരീക്ഷണങ്ങൾ. Life sketches are used as a tool to write the biographies also. So, here I am going to talk about first his early life. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869 in Porbandar, a coastal town in present-day Gujarat, in India. His father Karamchand Gandhi, who belonged to the Hindu Moor community, was a Diwan of Porbandar state, a small princely state in the Kathiawar agency of British India. His mother's name was Putli Bai. Gandhi was born into the second highest caste in Hindu society, the ruler warrior caste. Married Kasurba at the age of 13. He completed his high school in India. He studied in a college called Saldas at Bhavana. His father died in 1888. Because of that reason, he sailed from Bombay to England to study law. He went to South Africa in connection with a civil law case of a firm. Out there, he was ill treated by the Britishers. He was thrown out of a first class compartment in Durban, for he was a colored man. This was a turning point in his life. Gandhiji found out that the Indians in South Africa were treated very cruelly and, in fact, like animals. So he fought for the South Africans. He stayed there for about 20 years. He fought for their political rights and touched intimately the life of the people. He gave up on his legal practice and devoted himself to service of people. He put into practice satyagraha and ahimsa in South Africa. So, he developed the philosophy of non-violent resistance called satyagraha and ahimsa in South Africa. And after that, he returned to India in 1915 and became a leader in the Indian National Congress. After coming to India, he led numerous campaigns for Indian independence from British colonial rule and organized peaceful protest strikes and boycotts of British goods, and imprisoned several times for his activism and advocated for religious tolerance and unity between Hindus and Muslims. So, from here, we are going to discuss about what are the factors that influenced Gandhiji. In this slide, we are going to discuss about first the three great thinkers, including Raichand Bhai Patel, Ruskin Bond, Leo Tolstoy, and the Sabarmati Ashramam, Putli Bai, his own mother, and Leo Tolstoy is the great book, The Kingdom of the God is Within You, and Gopalakrishna Gokhale, the political guru of Mahatma Gandhi. So first, as so first of all, Putli Bai. It is the mother's influence. His mother taught him the lesson of simplicity and pity. Also, her ancient Hindu tradition also influenced him. At a very early age, he had studied the Gita, Ramayana, and also Vaishnava and the Jaina literatures. And the great three thinkers who taught Gandhiji the first lesson in non-violence. It is Rai Chand Bhai Patel. And second, Ruskin Bond's book and to the last drew his attention to the principles of dignity of labor, and Leo Tolstoy's book The Kingdom of the God is Within You greatly influenced his spiritual outlook. And you can see the Tolstoy farm was an ashram initiated and organized by him during his South African movements in Transvaal. And after that, Sabarmati Ashramam. After returning to India, he started the ashram. A school was attached with the ashram which Gandhiji wanted to become a model school. This is called Sabarmati Ashramam. And Gokhale was Gandhi's greatly influenced by Gokhale's ideas and principles. Gokhale's emphasis on moderation, constitutional means, and the importance of social and economical reforms left a profound impact on Gandhiji's political philosophy. Gokhale's ideas about political activism, social justice, and importance of moral values deeply influenced Gandhiji's political and social movements such as Satyagraha, means non-violence, and civil obedience, and Swadeshi movements like boycott of foreign goods and his fight against the untouchability and caste discrimination. Here we can see Gandhiji's important application on education and having bearing on educations are, firstly we can say my experiments with truth, second basic education, third toward need education, fourth true education, fifth to the students, sixth task before Indian students, seven India of my dreams, and eight medium of instruction, and at last task before India. He also wrote extensively on education in Harijan, a paper founded by him. After returning to India, as I mentioned, he led numerous campaigns for Indian independence from British colonial rule. These are the major movements led by Gandhi after returning to India in 1915. He emerged as a mass leader in our independence movement. First of all, you can see in 1917 he led to local movement in Champaran. Champaran movement was a campaign led by Mahatma Gandhi in 1917 in the Champaran district of Bihar, India. It aimed to address the plight of indigo farmers who were being forced to grow indigo by British landlords and were subjected to harsh and exploitative practices. Gandhi's method of satyagraha and civil disobedience were used during this movement, and it marked one of the first successful movements led by Gandhi in India's struggle for independence. After that, in 1918, Kheda movement. It was a satyagraha movement by Gandhiji in 1918 in the Kheda district of Gujarat, India. It was in response to the oppressive policies of the British government regarding the payment of taxes during a severe famine. The movement aimed to achieve remission of land revenue and alleviate the suffering of farmers who were unable to pay due to crop failure. The movement eventually resulted in a victory for the farmers as the British government agreed to their demands. Then, Khilafat movement. In the year 1919, the British imposed a harsh treaty on the Turkish Sultan, also known as Khalifa. This emerged Muslims and Khalifa agitation started under the leadership of Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. They wished to initiate a full-fledged non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji supported their call and urged the Congress to campaign against Jallianwala massacre and demand Swaraj. At that time, we have to think about that in 1919, the Satyagraha movement against the Rowlatt Act that the British had just passed. The act curbed fundamental rights such as the freedom of expression and strengthened the police powers. The Jallianwala Bagh atrocities in Amritsar on Bhai Day were a part of the suppression of by the British government. So in that time, during the years 1920 to 22, the non-cooperation movement led. So, the non-cooperation movement at the time of 1922 20, it was a significant civil disobedience campaign launched by Mahatma Gandhi in 1920. It called for Indians to boycott British goods such as including textiles, liquor, and other items. Also, institutions like educational institutions, law courts, and government offices, and to withdraw from British titles and honors, as well as a way to economically protest against British rule. But because of the Chowri Chowra, Gandhi called off the movement on February 1922. After that, the Congress resolved to fight for Purna Swaraj, complete independence under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru. Then in 1930, the Dandi March or Salt Satyagraha. It was also a significant event in the Indian independence movement. It took place from March 12 to April 6, 1930 in British India, and it was a non-violent protest against the British monopoly on salt. Gandhi, along with a group of about 80 followers, marched over 240 miles, approximately 390 kilometers, from Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad to the Arabian Sea coast in the village of Dandi in Gujarat. This is called Dandi March. After that, 1942, Quit India movement. Before talking about this movement, we have to understand something. That is, the Second World War broke out in 1939. The Congress leaders supported the Britishers with the return of getting independence after the war. Then the movement Quit India was initiated in August 1942 under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, calling for the immediate withdrawal of the British from India. So, after the Quit India movement led India to independence in 1947, but the partition of India and Pakistan led to violent sectarian conflict. And also after that, Gandhiji was assassinated on January 30, 1948 by a Hindu nationalist who opposed his vision of a secular, unified India. For he is known as the father of nation for his tireless efforts to secure India's freedom, and remembered as a champion of non-violence in human rights and social justice. So, through his life, he has given a message on account of his saintly nature. People called him Mahatma Gandhi. The title Mahatma was bestowed upon Gandhiji by Ravindranath Tagore during their interaction in 1915. Tagore used the title to honor Gandhiji's philosophy of non-violence, his commitment to truth, and his tireless efforts in championing the cause of India's independence through peaceful means. He also popularly known as Bapu, out of affection and reverence by the people, and father of the nation for the regeneration of the Indian nation free from British rule. And we know that Gandhiji's life was guided by powerful slogans, thoughts such as do or die, be the change you wish to see in the world, Satyagraha, Ahimsa, Swaraj, etc. And there was also a briefing for do or die. It shows Gandhiji's unwavering determination and commitment to the cause of Indians' independence from British rule. It reflects his belief in taking action and being willing to face the consequences, even if it meant sacrificing his life for the greater good. And be the change you wish to see in the world. The famous quote by Gandhi. It emphasized the importance of personal responsibility and self improvement as a means to create positive changes in the society. Satyagraha, the term coined by Gandhi, refers to his philosophy of non-violent resistance. This slogan reflects Gandhiji's belief in the power of peaceful protest and resistance as a way to challenge injustice and opposition. And Ahimsa. This is the another term popularized by Gandhiji, which means non-violence or harmlessness towards all living beings. It conveys a strong conviction in the power of love and compassion as a means to resolve conflicts and promote harmony among the people. Swaraj, the Hindi term used by Gandhiji, means self rule or self governance. It reflects his vision of India as a nation that is free from foreign domination and where people have the right to govern themselves. So, Through this PPT presentation, we have discussed about life sketch of Mahatma Gandhi and given a brief explanation about his life, his philosophy, etc. So, thank you everyone for your patience. Thank you once again.